You introduced me to Calvino.
I did. The first Calvino I read was Invisible Cities, which was just a breath.
Mm-hmm. It's a spider web.
A suspension from
Exactly.
reality, but also really only reality. It's just city after city, women after woman.
Yeah, encounter after encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they all romantic?
Yeah, some dark, some light, some creepy.
Yeah, some are ominous or foreboding.
Like the underground city.
Anything that's not suspended has a really scary energy in that book.
True. Even the suspended ones, I think.
There's a fear, but in Octavia, like he says, they are more comfortable because they know it's going to fall at some point. If you're in the ground, you're deluded into safety.
Yeah.
Which is something that is maybe nice about our lives right now.
The times.
It feels nice that everyone else has acknowledged that mortality is imminent.
Yeah, so imminent.
I feel like it's the first time I don't feel crazy for thinking everything I've been thinking.
Yeah, and we can lean into it a little and access points like right now where we're just suspended over the edge.
Right, and be okay with the
Tilting.
precarity.
Yeah. I think more and more, I believe only in the soul, which is so vague. And I think I get criticism for it a lot.
Okay. From who? Like friends and family?
Friends, yeah. Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, friends and family, for sure. My mom thinks I exist in a weird realm that is too metaphysical or
and
metaphorical.
Therefore maybe dangerous or insidious?
Yeah, and like unreal a little bit. And from friends, it's like, come on, Sarah, be real. But this is all I know, real. Sometimes I feel I have almost like no language in my head sometimes.
Yeah,
like people ask me for the words and I'm like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? And it's,
Do you ever have the urge to paint? Or like make a visual art? Language sucks in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I should paint more. But I
also
think
painting sucks in the same way language sucks.
It totally. When I paint,
work.
I feel like I need to paint an eyeball. You know, I can't just sit there and paint. You know what I mean?
It's always an eyeball.
This is something I want to do, is get a book in a different language, like Borges in Spanish or Clarice in Portuguese, or Calvino in Italian, I guess, and just read it through. And I'm sure I will not understand plot, but the wonderful thing about them is there's no plot. It's a meditation on the nothing.
Right.
So I'm sure I would, even if it's just words jumping out at me, I'm sure I would get something from it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same way it's a composition like any painting. Like there's shapes in certain spots that affect your brain.
Right. And I think it would almost be liberating in a way to read a book and not understand the language and see what I get from it.
Yeah, it's a picture book.
Like I would become a baby hearing sounds again and understanding in a different way.
Humbling.
Yeah.
That was in this text that we read, Conference of the Birds. It's like a Sufi text.
Yeah, I think...
Beautiful.
Ooh,
I'm sure you've encountered it.
Schultzian, for sure.
Definitely do. They're like these birds that go on a quest for God.
Yeah, that is so nice.
But one of the things at the beginning of the journey, the like leader bird, is like, to go on this, like your cup has to be empty. And if it's not empty, you're going to get nothing from this. Because I can't put anything new in it.
Right.
And I feel like the dumping out over and over again
of the cup
is all it is.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in the process of a dumping.
Really?
It has been the most humbling dumping of them all.
Really?
Because all of the other...
The grand and humbling dump.
It really is. Because all the other times I've done it, I was dumping out stuff that, like, someone else gave me. So I was like, you were wrong, see? And I, like, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's nice.
But now I feel like I filled up my cup with the stuff that I put in there.
Yeah.
And it still wasn't right.
So you dump it and learn
it's like,
again and again until...
But fuck, it's humbling.
Yeah.
Because I really thought I knew.
Yeah.
Which I guess is the hubris of, like, youth. But I thought I knew.
Yeah.
I really thought I had an idea.
Me too. Even when I was shedding the first dumping, which is shedding guilt and also learn things about God.
Yes.
And,
you shed guilt in culture and origin first.
Yeah, for sure. Or the origin
And you have
thing.
to.
Yeah.
If you hang on to your own culture too much,
it
you're
is
fucked.
dangerous.
Yeah.
And pretty limiting and maybe like belittling to your soul.
Yep.
But now it's a meditation on the nothing, you know? Like, this is like what I'm filling my cup with, you know? You know what? I was talking to my friend yesterday. We got bagels, and I commented on how the sheer absurdity about being a Jew and the amount of time that the bagel enters your fucking consciousness. We were eating a bagel.
But it's that talk about it. I feel like everyone wants to talk to me about the bagel.
No, yeah, true, but we impose it on ourselves, dude.
That's true.
You know, like, and this is something that I resent as a wandering Jew, like, the most, because it didn't used to be like that.
Yeah.
The bagel was only for the luncheon, for the brunch, on rare occasions.
The breasts.
You know?
Yeah.
And now, suddenly, I talked to you yesterday, you were eating your second bagel of the day. Already there's 2. Then my friend and I ordered bagels, and we had 3 bagels between the 2 of us. That's 5 bagels, more than a handful of bagels.
Yeah.
And it was only fucking 2 p.m. That is so heavy. Kublai Khan at one point, this is like my favorite line in Invisible Cities, and it's ridiculous because it's uttered by the Kublai Khan, the fucking fascist. And he goes, confess what you are smuggling, moods, states of grace, elegies. And it's like, and then Marco Polo laughs, and he's like, I can do no such thing, you know? Like, I'm just like a collection of, and a meditation on all of my wanderings, which may not even exist. Like,
yeah, which could be dreams.
Yeah.
Which could be daydreams.
Like, how am I supposed to confess my dreams to you? That's so... And this is like when people ask me, what am I thinking? Or, like, how do you want me to, like, transcribe signals to you? That's like...
Right.
A Clarice, an ethic of Clarice.
And there's almost an idea, like, I could show you, but I can't tell you.
Yeah.
And if you are down to go look at it, I can lead you to it.
Come to the edge. You
right,
know?
Come to the edge of the world and look out into the void. And okay, that's what dizzyism is. Is the peak.
Yeah.
So, $1 million question, what's dizzyism?
Right. It is the vertiginous sensation that accompanies revelation. It is also a meditation on the nothing.
Yep.
The nothingness, which is abysmal and also
uplifting.
And
hope.
A yearning, yeah.
And reassuring.
Yeah.
It's to me it is this moment. It's this land with that on the edge.
Yeah. Right, it's the puncturing that you can achieve despite being here, which can be extremely
devastating
in all its fascism. And
I feel like Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl, like when he talks about man can achieve fulfillment through the contemplation of his beloved.
Oh, that's so nice.
And like even when he writes this talking about going on like a death march in a concentration camp, and all he can do is think about his wife. And he's like, and that was the freedom in the moment, was the contemplation.
Totally. You were so utterly unfree, and yet you can be...
Yes. And he says, when man cannot express himself in positive action, and the only thing he can do is endure his suffering in an honorable way.
Yeah.
That means looking for the cliffside and looking beyond it. Even when your body is so trapped.